Young the Restless is a snooze fest. Oh my gosh, Young the Restless snoozes. I don't know what they're trying to do with Cole, and I guess it worked. So Cole was sick, was already sick. He shows up at Nikki's party, about to pass out. He should have stayed home and went to the hospital instead of being up in a doggone hotel room, quarantine because he's so sick. You quarantine, you need to go to the hospital and see what's wrong with you. So he's finally at the hospital now. Well, because he's sick, Victoria now can't go to this Dumas thing in Paris. And then Claire can't go either because Claire may have caught, I missed that, but my mom said Claire may be getting sick because of cold. I totally missed that. Then it also sets up another ultimate plot. Kyle came up with the old stupid idea to go against Victor. Anybody knows anything about Victor, Victor is a chess player. So he is 5 steps ahead of you. So what Kyle doesn't know is that Victor bought Audra out by Audra, you seduce Kyle and I'll give you this company. That she technically has a company, doesn't really have it. So he doesn't know that Audra's been working behind the scenes to try to figure out how she's going to seduce him. Well, she's moving a little too slow for Victor. So Victor, let me backtrack. So Kyle comes to Victor. Kyle already knows something is up with Audra getting this company. It doesn't make sense, Victor giving this company. So he thinks he's going to get close to Audra and find out what's going on. So then he comes up with this brilliant idea. I'm going to sign a contract. I'm going to give you $5 million and I will leave town if I break your daughter's heart. Look at my face. Yeah, no. Kyle, really? And what he doesn't know is that Victor is already paying somebody off technically to set him up. But he's arrogant and he really thinks he's not going to fall for it. I don't think he will fall for it, but at the same time, so classic soap opera edition, the arrogance of the Abbotts will cause him to fall and break Claire's heart. So Kyle was already going to Paris. Like Kyle, all the Abbotts are going, all the Winters family is going, and all the Newmans are going. And then somehow, some way, Phyllis finagled that girl, Amanda, to get her invitation to go. I think it's a big setup. Like Nate even told, what's that girl's name? Lily. Something ain't right. Something ain't right about this. In fact, they're pulling all these people together. I don't think this is right. So luckily they have people holding down the fort of their potential companies. Billy puts off his launch date to his thing, which Sally told him, I do not disagree with this decision. I don't think you should do this. But then she goes off with him to Paris to keep an eye on him. Then you have who else? What else is going on? Damien already told y'all got fired by Dumas, and because he got fired, his homeboy Holden got fired. And immediately Damien's like, I need to find him a job. Of course, Lily goes to Nate and knows like, well, let's try to find Holden a job because technically it's my fault that he got fired. Then Damien goes to Audra and says, it will be awesome sauce if you would hire him for your new company, forgetting that Holden and Audra have history. And the way it made it seem like when he had a conversation later on, Damien knew him and Audra had history, but his thing, he was desperate to get Holden another job. Holden, of course, is bitter, wants nothing to do with Damien, because it's like, you're selfish and you was going after yourself and you completely didn't look out for me, when the reality is both him and Damien got fired. Like, what are you talking about? It's like they're creating drama that doesn't have to be there between him and Holden. Audra again is stupid. I already told y'all that, because Audra, the fact that you were willing to seduce someone to get a company. Now again, her boyfriend Nate does not know that that's the plan. He just knows you're working with Victor. Victor's not to be trusted, and you're stupid. Of course, I'm going to be borderline supportive because you're my woman. I love you. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else was major news that happened this week. The big birthday party for Nikki. Claire's plan did not work. I don't bet that was her plan. That was the stupidest plan. But she kept saying, I have a plan to make grandfather, Victor, support me and Kyle's relationship. And I'm just like, chick, what is wrong with you? So her plan, when the plan finally comes out, I'm like, this is what? So basically, when they brought the cake out, now mind you, everybody else were giving toasts. Victor gave a toast, the kids gave a toast. I can't remember if Claire gave one or not, because she was running late for some reason. So when the cake comes up, she has Kyle give this toast. Victor has this look on his face like, what the heck? And who is he to give a toast at my wife's birthday? Nikki already knew about the toast. I think Jack and Diane already knew about the toast. But at the end of the day, y'all, Victor was like, I still don't like him. That's not changing. He's an Abbott. I can't stand him. It's not going to work. And then when Kyle saw that didn't work, that's when he comes up to Victor with the stupidest idea he had ever come up in his life. The $5 million contract, and I will leave town. So then, you have Mariah. That's another thing they're dragging their feet on. Mariah still won't tell anybody what she did. Now, they showed a flashback where this older man approaches her and says, you look like you need some company. It's not Ian Ward, who we all know he's not dead. A lot of people don't know that. He's really not dead. The audience knows. They don't know. The characters don't know. So, I genuinely, because even Sharon was like, if you had an affair, I'm pretty sure your wife will get over that. Tessa will get over that. And she said it wasn't an affair. And then she gave this long, elaborate speech. I was like, are they really dragging this out? Like, they should have, this is one plot they should have already, we should at least know what Mariah did and be done with that this week. And then how she's going to tell Tessa, that'll be next week. But the way they show it next week, she's not even going to, still not going to tell Tessa. So I'm just like, what the heck, man? What I hope happens next week is they go ahead and everybody goes to Paris and be done. Because Sally and Billy were on their way out today. We need to find out what Demar wants. Like, if they drag this whole Demar situation out 2 weeks, it's going to be irritating. Now, it's not going to bother me that much because I am the queen of, I have learned with Bold and the Beautiful, Young the Restless used to always be that way, but Bold and the Beautiful is one of those things you literally can hear the first 5 minutes of their conversation and fast forward and be done. Because they talk in circles to elongate the show longer than it needs to be. Bold and the Beautiful really can be a 10-minute show. It really can be a 10-minute show. And it's barely 30 minutes. Young and the Restless are starting to get to that place where literally they're just talking to talking. They're not talking to move the plot. They're just talking in circles to try to stretch out the plot to make it for time. I don't know. But it's Young the Restless, the writing is not what it used to be to me. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was super important. Devon really... Devon had jokes. He got on Nick about how he was at the party with Sharon and he saw her with Phyllis. Devon, mind your business. That's what Nick really wants to say. Mind your business. That was none of his business, the fact that he hangs out with Sharon and Phyllis. The reality is they share children together. They will always have a good relationship and friendship. I don't think they should get together, even though I think he's going to end up getting back together with Sharon. I don't think he should get back. The more I talk to my mom about it, I don't think he should get back to either one of them. Sharon is not all there. Even though she claims to be better and healed and whatnot, she is not all there. Phyllis is still evil and manipulative, and I'm over her. They need to bring a new character on the show so Nick can fall in love with somebody. Damien, it is obvious, like I think it was Nate. It's obvious to him that Damien is feeling Lily and he feels like Lily is mutually feeling Damien. Lily is slowly letting him back in. I don't know the last time Lily has had... Matter of fact, I take that back. The last relationship she was in was Daniel. And she was with Daniel until she went away to go tend to her children. Lily has older children. And to come back to find out that Daniel has been sleeping with Heather, his ex-wife, who, I don't know if they remarried or not before she got killed. I think that was the plan, for them to remarry, then she got killed. But, yeah, so I feel like it's something else I'm missing. The biggest thing I'm hoping we find out next week is what's going on with this Demar dude. Who is he and what does he want? That's the biggest, juiciest thing. Everything else, Michael, Lauren thinks that Michael is going to go back to Victor, which, let's be honest, those of you who watch Young the Restless know that Michael is known for breaking up with Victor and getting back with him. Victor firing him and then rehiring him. I have a feeling he is going to go back. Even though he doesn't need to go back, I think he is going to go back. And that's it.